There's your news cruise.
Where we get the little CD player of news. We go through all our CDs and we have a look at which ones don't have music on, but just have facts on. We shove it in the CD player, we just listen to the facts, and if we hear anything that isn't a fact, we smash it up and we get ourselves an MP3 player.
You just punched that fish right in the face.
Yeah, and
a fat CD.
Right.
So what we're going to do is look at the news surrounding Manchester United over the last week and sort of try and work out what's true and what isn't, and then sort of share it with you.
I've just said that.
Exactly like Ian said. We'll start off with match reaction to the game against West Ham.
Yeah.
It was 2-1.
It was hard, but the papers they haven't been too harsh on us. It went down 10 man. We did all right, but they have been a bit tight, mate, to Wazza Runstein.
Well, he got sent off, didn't he? And it was a sort of a silly red card, but you're right, they have been. Everyone's sort of painting this picture of wild Wayne, raging Rooney.
Foul, mate.
Yeah, and he
professional foul.
Sort of like, oh, he's always getting sent off. He's always kicking people and stamping on Ricardo Carvalho in 2006. He's always doing that. He's not been sent off for United since 2009. That's only his third red card for Manchester United, and only his sixth in his entire career. So it's not like he's getting red cards all the time. When you consider he's been playing football for, 12 years? He's not even getting one a year.
If it was Rojo, who's had about 40 red cards in a game, in one game, that's not even funny. He just kept coming back out, the referee.
I think that's possible, isn't it? I think that did happen.
Beating the crap out of him.
Benefits of Wayne Rooney's sending off belong to Juan Mata, who is likely now to play in the 10 position for at least the next 3 games.
Yes, mate.
Rooney's going to be suspended for Everton, West Brom, Chelsea, so Mata will play those.
I thought he said Rooney was going to be suspended forever.
No, just 3 games.
But then he said ton.
Just 3 games.
This is harsh.
Yeah. No, he's not appealing his red card. He's just taking it on the chin.
Yeah, of course he is.
Like Downing took it on the thigh. So Mata, yeah, he's going to get to play, but a bit of unrest, lots of rumours surrounding him still. Not really sure why. Mostly people saying Valencia are going to make a move. However, this falls apart with even the slightest sort of little scratch away at the surface, because Valencia are currently sort of mid sort of takeover bid.
Well, he's not going to. He's one person, so he's not. Why would Valencia buy Mata? They're on the same team.
No, the Spanish club. I can see your confusion.
No, I think you've made a mistake there, Sam.
Anyway, Valencia mid-takeover, so it's unlikely anyone knows who they're going to be looking at or what differences. Will they have the same manager? There's no way you can know what their plans are when it's mid-takeover. Let's move on, Triam.
To Paddy McNair. What a debut! He's 19 years old. He looked like I thought Vidic was playing. Absolutely incredible. He's the four-leaf clover for hands. All the papers have been very, very complimentary. The Angling Times have done a 4-page spread.
Typical.
Described him as stoic. A lot of people thought Thomas Thorpe would get the nod over him.
They did, because he's
you
2 years
were a bit
older.
shocked about that, weren't you?
Well, I think everybody thought Thorpe, because Thorpe's got 2 years. He's a senior player. And everyone went, let's go for McNair, and he was excellent. That header, awesome. Thorpe has had a good week though. He got on the pitch came on the 94th minute.
Yeah, he was feeling it by the end of it though. You could see he was knackered.
And he scored the winner for the under-21s against Tottenham. Header at the end.
And Januzaj scored a lovely free kick.
He did.
In that match as well.
I don't know if it was a cross or not really sure.
Talking about free kicks, someone's been taking free kicks at our bloody players, mate, because they're all injured. I'll tell you who's injured. James Wilson. And it just says here, knock. Someone's knocked him. He's been run over. Herrera's got a fractured rib. Evans has got an ankle, apparently. Young is groin. Someone's kicked him in the groin. Jones has a hamstring injury. Fellaini has got an ankle injury. Lingard, he's got a knee injury. Carrick, he's got an ankle injury. Anderson has got an injury to his footballing ability. This is getting dreadful.
Yeah,
what's happening?
We are top of the table for injuries. So when you consider that we're in 7th place, it's not too bad, is it?
Top of the table, that's Champions League. That's
right.
Not bad.
We're winning the Champions League of teams with injuries. So basically, talking injuries, Van Gaal says it's the worst injury crisis he's ever experienced. And Tony Strudwick, who sort of looked after the players and their physical condition, has now moved into a new role. The Daily Mail portrayed this as Van Gaal's furious about the injuries. He sacked Strudwick and just cast him aside to make him do something else to get him away from the players.
Do they have any evidence for that, mate?
No. Other than
Where's
that,
the Daily Mail? I'm going to find
that's the Sun. Other than that, he has changed jobs, and Van Gaal has brought in a Dutch friend of his. He's done a lot of work with, called Josh van Dijk. I think that might be how you pronounce it. So, sort of new roles for these people in their life. Not necessarily that someone has been dropped and cast aside. Just Van Gaal probably wants to work with someone he used to work with.
Well, it's not Strudwick's fault, is it? He isn't going round Fellaini, like, oh, Fellaini, just come in for your regular match time.
Maybe
Get off the... Well, actually,
Maybe
no,
it
it would be, maybe he did do that to
Maybe he
Fellaini.
did, yeah. All right, let's move on. Before we move on too far, though, friendlies. Not to talk about us playing friendlies, aren't there?
Yeah. Listen, mate, I'm not happy about this. Richard Arnold, United's managing director, said, "Oh, we're looking at having lucrative international." He's not even hiding the fact that it's just money based, which I don't like as well. Like,
hey Arnold, we're not all about the money. Hey,
move it, football heads.
Whey!
But he wants us to go over to China and Malta and...
Do we know that it's China or Malta?
I think so, yeah. To Saudi Arabia, to Bolivia. He wants us to go to all the big rich countries like Bolivia and Ecuador.
Well,
Trinidad and Tobago.
Van Gaal has been saying there is a disadvantage to not being in the Champions League is that you're not playing the best opposition out there, so you're in better shape because you have to race your game all the time.
But I imagine the people would have lucrative friendlies about would be terrible teams as well.
Yeah. So it'd be worse in training plus jet lag, and it does seem like a terrible idea. Just Richard Arnold, stick to sort of showbiz and Strictly, that kind of thing.
Stick to what you know, which is shutting your mouth and eating beans.
Harsh words. Right, let's go to Loan Watch. These are the two that stood out for us. Anderson, according to Inside Football, has rejected a lucrative move to the Indian Super League.
Oh, one of the best leagues in the Indian Super League. It really is.
Yeah.
I can understand why he wouldn't go.
Yeah. Elsewhere, Nani has been doing well at Sporting Lisbon. Mourinho has come out for no obvious reason and had a really long chat with journalists about Nani, saying that United are paying his wages, so Nani probably doesn't want to stay in Sporting Lisbon forever. He probably wants to do well and then get back to United. And that United fans probably think he's gone forever. But actually, he probably isn't. Mourinho just gave loads of opinions on Nani. And they're basically saying Sporting Lisbon are the only winners currently of this situation. I don't really...
Just stop sticking your nose in where it isn't wanted and giving opinions on stuff you don't know about. I don't want to hear it and I don't have time for it because I'm nipping off to do a speech at the Conservative Party conference after this. Stick to what you know.
Chelsea have got like 14, 15, 16 players on loan, haven't they? Why aren't your own players on loan, Jose?
What happened to Josh McEachran?
Nobody knows. I'm not even sure he was a real person. Right, finally, let's end with some transfers. Firstly, Cristiano Ronaldo. The banner flew over. Nothing happened.
He looked at it. He went like...
Banner? Whatever. So Guillem Balaché off of Sky Sports says that he thinks Ronaldo could move in 2 years. Not January, not the summer, not the next January, but the next summer, because if he's 31,
years of speculation.
Real Madrid might go, now it's time to cash in. He certainly thinks anybody saying this January is mental, because why on earth would he move in the middle of a season where he's trying to chase some trophies? So that's sort of that. Strootman, Rudy Garcia, Roma's manager, has been saying this. And what, you asking me about Kevin Strootman? Well, the chairman has said that you're wasting your time and that he's not going to be sold. So it's what the chairman says, which to me sort of sounds like, one, he's not going to say, yeah, he's definitely going to be sold, because he can't, can he? But two, it's a bit like, he's fobbed it off on the chairman, whatever happens. If he stays, the chairman is now getting the credit. If he goes, chairman's getting the blame. Because Garcia's sort of gone, don't do it me, it's all on the chairman. Which you see a lot, don't you?
That's what Ferguson did with Ronaldo. He's like, well, the groundsman says we're keeping him.
You've got some Hummels news, have you not?
Hummels has come out of his hole and said, oh, I'm not interested, I was never interested in coming to Manchester United. I want to be at Dortmund for the rest of my life. And then, to seal the deal, he went, I would have loved it if Gerrard had won the title with Liverpool.
Sounds like Kevin Keegan.
I would have loved it!
Ugh, Matt.
We don't want you, Hummels, not anymore.
No. And finally, Ruud Gullit. Remember him?
Barely.
Yeah, well, he's come out and said that his Dutch compatriot Louis van Gaal doesn't know what he's doing in the Premier League, that his transfers were all massive mistakes, and he cannot believe he didn't buy any defenders. He actually said, I can't believe he only bought midfielders and attackers. Have you heard of Luke Shaw? Have you heard of Marcus Faustino Alberto Rojo? Both defenders. So sort your hair out, Ruud.
Oh, actually, Sam, I do remember Ruud Gullit. I've got one striking image in my mind, and it's him in the dugout at Newcastle with the rain falling on his head, nearly crying because he was messing it up.
We'll end it there. Subscribe to Full Time Devils, comment, and can you check that the like button works for us? Just give it a click, just make sure it's working. Cheers.